Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen wa salatu wa salam ala nabiyyina Muhammad wa ala alihi wa sahbihi wa salam tasliman kathira. This is the day 2 of 5 independent practice activity. This is the work to follow video number 2, where we discussed different types of preserved plurals, or what we called Jem Mudhakkar Salim and Jem Mu'annath Salim, the saved or preserved male and feminine or female plurals. So we want to look at that today. We also talked about pronouns, plural pronouns, and we said about the plural pronouns that in general, in order to make it masculine or feminine, we're going to add a meme for men or for masculine, and we'll add a noon for nisa. And so we saw that ana became nahnu, which is shared by men and women, the noon at the beginning and the noon at the end. We saw antum for men, you, has a meme for masculine or for men, and antunna has a noon with a shadda for women. And then we have whom, huwa changes to whom, again a meme for masculine or men, and then hunna with a noon for nisa for women. And we said that hum and hunna, they're going to go by themselves, and they're also going to connect to words. So we're getting more bang for our buck out of those two pronouns. We also talked about the three forms where you're going to see preserved plurals, or salim, jam' salim, and we said they are, first of all, any ism that begins with a meme and a dhamma. We'll add wow and noon to it. We also said any ism on the fa'al form, which has a fatha on the first letter, fatha and a shadda on the second letter, followed by an aleph, and then the last letter there in isolation. So anything on the fa'al form that shows that something is constantly being done, or that it's done to the point that it is a profession, then we said then that's also going to end with wow noon. And then we saw that sometimes the words on the fa'il form can also end with wow noon. And we said that wow noon is the normal circumstance because it's going to have a dhamma on the last preserved letter. Will have a dhamma, and that's followed by wow noon. But if that last preserved letter, like in salihun, salih, the ha is the last preserved letter. It's the last letter of the original singular word. That if for some reason that takes a kesra, which is to, for example, show that it's coming behind a harf jar, then, or to show that it's mudaf ilayhi, then everything else is going to conform as well. So it's not going to be salihun, it's going to be salihin. Okay, so we were going through here. I used the key here at the bottom to show what these abbreviations mean. So RPL is regular plural, that it's salim. BPL is broken plural, that it's taksir, and then PR is for pronoun. So I opened this up in the Word document so that we can be able to highlight them, or be able to highlight them, or to be able to underline them so you can see them as we go through them. So in this first one, we have a regular plural, jam' salim, and we have a plural pronoun. Okay, so as I'm looking through, I'm showing you what you should have done, but of course I know where it is already. Okay, so here we have our antum. Okay, so that's our plural pronoun, antum. The meme there is for men. Okay, so he's talking to a group of men, and you all, and then we have here ghafilun, ghafil on the fa'il form, and then that's followed by wow noon. So we found our two there. Again, you will not want to do this if you haven't already done this activity, just because we're doing this as a class assignment, quotations, quote marks, then that means that you need to know what you got right and what you got wrong, just as we would do in a normal class. Okay, so in our next ayat, we have the same thing, a regular plural, jam' salim, and a pronoun. So again, scaling through. Okay, here we see nahnu. That's our pronoun. Okay, and then we said wow noon. We said for most of these regular plurals for the Jam Salim, you're going to find them at the end of the ayat. So not going to have too much work there. Now notice there's a lam there, and that lam, as we mentioned in our last class, can be used for many different reasons. Sometimes it's to show a right, sometimes it's to show emphasis, sometimes it's to show that something belongs to. Here it's to show emphasis. Inna idhan la khasirun. We will indeed definitely be losers then. Okay, but we know this is the preserved plural, Jem Salim, because of the Waw Noon and because it's on the fa'il form. Okay, now this one's going to be a little bit more challenging because we have a broken plural and we have a regular plural. We have Jem Taksir and Jem Salim. Okay, now I hope you didn't think that was a pronoun there because that says hamma, doesn't say hum. Okay, so we're going through. Okay, that ta maftuha, as we're going to talk about in our next lesson, that's an indication, if you have it with that sukoon on it, that's an indication that that's a feminine vowel. It's not an indication that that's a jam muannath salim. Okay, so we're going through. We might look up that word, but burhan is not one of them. Okay, there we go. There's our word. That's our jam taksir. Ibad. Ibad. Okay. Ibad is the jam of abid or abd. Ibad is the jam of abd. Abd ibad or abid ibad. Okay, so worshippers. And then at the end of the ayat, we have our jam mudhakkar salim. It has the ya and the noon because of this min here and because of idafa. Because of the idafa here. And it can take that ya noon, wow noon because of the meme with the dhamma. So we're seeing some consistency in those rules. Okay, so here in this one we only have a regular plural, okay, which means it's going to end with wow noon, ya noon. And so we know to look at the end first, and here we see min al khati'in. Okay, now this is significant because this also follows the morphology we've been covering, which is words that end in hemza. And so this one ends in hemza, and so since it has a the word before it has a kesra, and it itself has a kesra, it's written on that ya there. Okay, and it's in the fa'il form, so that's why it can accept the waw noon or the ya noon. So that's our word al-khati'in from khata, which means to make a mistake. So we're mistake makers, or we are people who have made errors. In our next one, we also only have a regular plural here. So again, we'll go straight to the end. That's where we should have gone. Now here you see the hunna and the hunna, but these are not subject pronouns because they're attached to the end of words. So they're being used as idafa. They're being used as ism majroor. Okay, so that's not what we were looking for. We were looking for them being used as subject pronouns, which is why we've glossed over these. But as we've said, hunna and hum will alternate between both of those worlds. So we'll come here to the end and we have al-jahilin. So again, on the wazn fa'il, it ends with the ya noon here because of min, because of the harf al-jar, the kasra. So al-jahil from the ignorant, someone ignorant. So here we have a regular plural again and a pronoun. So we have jem salim and we have a dhamir. Dhamir jam is what we're looking for. Okay, so we can come to the end to try to find our regular plural, and there we have it, kafirun. Okay, so from kafir on the form fa'il with the waw and the noon there. So we can highlight that. And then right in front of it we have our pronoun, which is hum. Hum kafirun. Yeah, kafirun. Okay, now this one again is going to be challenging. This is broken plural, so this means you gotta really put those goggles on and try to pay attention to what you're looking at. Okay, so we have here we're combing through. It's going to take you some time to find these. You have to do a process of elimination. You know, qala is not one. This one might be. Ij'alu is not one. This might not be. This might be. Yeah. Fi is not one. This might be. La'allahum is not one. Ya'rifunaha is not one. Idha is not one. Inqalabu is not one because of that hamza there shows this is a verb. Ila is not one. Ahl is not one. La'allahum is not one. And yarji'un. So you got 1, 2, 3 words that you will have to look up to kind of figure out. And so our words end up being fityanihi. The lam is extra and the ha is extra, which leaves us with fityan. Fityan comes from the word fata, which is a young man, which is actually in the Medina book. The plural that they gave is fitya. Fitya, but fityan is also another plural form of that same word. Okay, so sometimes the word has more than one plural. You will find it in your Handsware dictionary. The second one we have is rahlun becomes rihal. Now, that should have stood out for you, kind of like rijal. Okay, and the fact that it says whom here, it doesn't mean that the thing that before it has to be plural, but it could be. It's something that's being owned. There's possession here. Okay, so possession always has to be with an ism. It's not going to be with a verb. So rihal comes from rahal. So those are our two broken plurals. Here we just have a pronoun. So again, we can comb through and see if we can find it. Qala antum. Okay. We didn't want that underlined. It's okay, it's not going to hurt anything. Okay, so antum is our pronoun here. We come to our next line. We have a regular plural. Jam salam, we can come to the end. Al-halikin from halaka means to be destroyed or to be dead. Okay, here we have a regular plural and a pronoun. Okay, so here we have jahilun. Fits perfectly there. Fa'il form. Halikun was fa'il form as well. And then antum right before it. Okay, so not really a difficult, only when those broken plurals come in there. Regular plural, again, go right to the end. La khati'in, that lam there shows emphasis, so it's not a part of the word. From khata, this word already passed before. Jahil, some of these words are repeated. Okay. Here we only have a regular plural. Our word here is aminin. Notice that med at the beginning. That goes with what we've been learning in terms of hamza on the fa'il form, that you're going to add the hamza to an aleph, and that's going to make a med. So akala becomes akil, abaqa becomes abiq, amana or amina becomes amin. Yani enter Egypt safely or safe, as safe people. The next one we have here is a regular plural, jam salam, and a pronoun. So why are we going to stop what we've been doing? Go to the end of the ayat. We see mu'ridun, mean with a dhamma. So that means the ism is going to have a waw in the noon. Okay. Mu'rid means turning away. So people who turn away. And whom, that's our pronoun. Whom. Okay. Wahum, the waw attaches. You're not allowed to leave a space between a waw and the word that comes after it. But whom is our word. And that waw is just there. Okay, same thing here and same thing here. So we have whom, that's our pronoun. And then mushrikun, meme with a dhamma, that's why it's able to take it. Mushrik is pretty clear. And then last, we had to make it a little bit difficult, broken plural, but we're keeping the type of words that we have. So we have here rijal, which is from rajul. And then the last one we have is qura, which comes from qarya, village. So qura is villages. Yeah, umul qura, ahlul qura, villages. Okay, not taqilun, because that's a verb. There's no meme with a dhamma on there. Okay, so we just wanted to do the homework in isolation so you have a chance to look at it, and so the video doesn't become too long. So we'll cover day 3 of 5 in our next video. Thank you very much for following and paying attention. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.